Hi everyone, Luke and Leo here from Everything Dragon.
Hi.
And we've had a delivery today. We have had an ice dragon and we've had some knights. And we decided to make a story out of it. Here's what happened. Once upon a time, in a distant kingdom where the mountains pierced the sky and the forests whispered ancient secrets, there lived a noble order known as the Silver Knights. These knights were the defenders of all that was good and just, clad in armour that shimmered like the morning sun. Their purpose was to protect the land from any threat, but their greatest fear was the dragons, creatures of legend said to bring only fire and destruction. For generations, the Silver Knights hunted the dragons, believing them to be their most dangerous enemies. But what the Silver Knights did not know was that a far greater evil lurked in the shadows, one that had been biding its time for centuries. This was the Ice Monster, a being born from the darkest depths of the earth, whose icy heart knew no warmth or mercy. The Ice Monster had a dreadful power. He could corrupt the souls of fallen warriors, turning them into his undead servants. These fallen Silver Knights, once proud defenders of the realm, were twisted into the Black Knights, soulless soldiers bound to the Ice Monster's will, forever trapped in their decayed armour and driven by an insatiable hunger for conquest. The mission begins. One fateful morning, the Silver Knights received word of a dragon sighting near the ancient mountain peaks. Determined to protect their kingdom, they set out on what they believed would be their final mission, to slay the dragon and rid the land of this ancient menace once and for all. The knights rode with courage in their hearts, their swords gleaming in the early light as they made their way toward the dragon's lair. As they approached the mountain, the Silver Knights encountered an unexpected and terrifying obstacle. An army of Black Knights blocking their path. These were not ordinary soldiers, but twisted versions of their former comrades, their once noble spirits corrupted by the Ice Monster's dark magic. The Black Knights charged at the Silver Knights with a fearsome cry, their weapons raised high. The battle was fierce. The Silver Knights, though outnumbered and disheartened by the sight of their fallen brothers, fought valiantly. Their swords clashed with the Black Knights' cursed blades, and after a long and grueling fight, they emerged victorious. But as they looked upon the remains of the Black Knights, they couldn't help but wonder what dark force had turned their former comrades into such monstrosities. The truth revealed. Undeterred by the ominous encounter, the Silver Knights pressed on, finally reaching the dragon's lair. But instead of a fearsome beast, they found a serene and majestic ice dragon, surrounded by the last of her kind. The dragons, though powerful, did not attack. Instead, the ice dragon stepped forward and spoke, her voice echoing like the wind through the frozen peaks. "Why have you come to our sanctuary?" the ice dragon asked, her eyes filled with ancient wisdom and sorrow. "We have done nothing to harm you or your people." The Silver Knights were taken aback. They had always believed the dragons to be evil, yet here was one speaking to them with calmness and reason. "We believed you were a threat to our kingdom," one of the knights admitted. "We thought it was our duty to slay you." The ice dragon sighed, her breath forming icy crystals in the air. "Long ago, dragons and humans were allies, protectors of this land, but the Ice Monster, a creature of darkness, has twisted the truth and turned you against us. He has corrupted your fallen brothers, turning them into the Black Knights you fought today. We are not your enemies. The true threat is the Ice Monster, who plans to bring ruin to your kingdom." The Silver Knights were stunned. They realised they had been misled all these years, believing the dragons to be evil when, in fact, they were the kingdom's ancient allies. With newfound respect and urgency, the knights and the dragons formed an alliance, knowing that they had to stop the Ice Monster before it was too late. The epic showdown. The final battle took place on the frozen plains at the base of the mountain, where the air was bitterly cold and the ground was covered in a thick layer of ice. On one side stood the Silver Knights, their swords ready, and on the other the dragons, their powerful bodies coiled and poised to strike. From the distance, the Ice Monster's army of Black Knights advanced, their twisted armour glinting in the pale light. Some rode atop ghostly steeds, their eyes glowing with the dark magic that controlled them. At the centre of the horde was the Ice Monster himself, a towering figure of frost and shadow, his gaze cold and unfeeling. The battle began with a deafening roar. The Silver Knights, alongside their newfound dragon allies, charged into the fray. Swords clashed, dragon breath scorched the ice, and the air was filled with the sounds of battle. Despite their bravery, the combined forces of the Silver Knights and dragons found themselves slowly being overwhelmed by the relentless assault of the Black Knights and the Ice Monster's dark power. As the tide of battle began to turn against them, the Ice Dragon knew she had to make a desperate choice. Drawing on every last ounce of her ancient magic, she transformed into her ultimate form, a gargantuan ice dragon known as Slayer. Her scales became as thick as glaciers, her wings spread wide enough to cover the sky, and her roar shook the earth. With a mighty leap, Slayer descended upon the Ice Monster, her claws tearing through the darkness that surrounded him. The Black Knights, seeing their master in peril, hesitated, giving the Silver Knights and the other dragons the chance to press their attack. In the final moments of the battle, Slayer unleashed a powerful blast of ice, shattering the Ice Monster's frozen heart. As the creature crumbled into nothingness, the Black Knights collapsed, their cursed forms finally released from the dark magic that had bound them. The battle's end and lesson learned. As the battlefield fell silent, the Silver Knights looked upon the now smaller yet still majestic Ice Dragon with a deep sense of gratitude and respect. "We were wrong," one of the Silver Knights said, stepping forward. "We judged you without understanding the truth. You have saved our kingdom." The Ice Dragon nodded solemnly. "It is easy to fear what we do not understand, but today we have proven that unity and trust are stronger than any darkness." And so, with the Ice Monster defeated and peace restored, the Silver Knights and the dragons forged a new alliance. They vowed to protect the kingdom together, ensuring that the mistakes of the past would not be repeated. The land once again thrived under the protection of both the Silver Knights and the dragons, a reminder to all that true strength lies not in judgment, but in understanding and cooperation. The end. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and for more dragon content, go to everythingdragon.info. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.